Hey guys, this is Action Violence here. Started getting into the UFC fights from last night. Crazy night of fights. Yeah, let's get into it. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, guys, let's start here at the bottom. So we had Carlos Ulberg, and he was taking on Nikolai Negumereanu. Negumereanu. And Nikolai Negumereanu, I didn't get to watch the fight, so I can't say too much about it. But what I did see is Carlos's beautiful sequence to finish. Man, that jab into a nice check hook. Man, that was a beautiful, beautiful finish. Definitely gonna have my eye on the Black Jag moving on. I definitely think he has future title challenger implications if he keeps fighting like this. But never know. I don't know. I've seen a lot of wasted potential in my day, so I wouldn't be shocked if he's one of them, but I'm hoping for the best and trying to stay positive. Let's go, Carlos. He beat a really tough guy and knocked out a guy that never really gets knocked out and takes big strikes, Nikolai. So big ups to Carlos Ulberg. Great finish. Really good finish. Moving on, we had Montel Jackson beating Julio Ars. And man, I'm really upset because I was gonna put 5 units on Montel Jackson. He was piecing up Julio Arce, but I don't know, I didn't do it, and because of that, it cost us. I could have had an even bigger day, but we didn't. I just found out recently that our 10 unit parlay cashed. I don't know if it did for you guys, but it did for me. Really happy about that. Hopefully, it did cash for good, but I'm pretty sure we cashed. Let's hope we did. I mean, it doesn't technically mean we cashed, but you know what I mean? Like if they're showing us giving me money, I'm gonna take it. But yeah, moving on. We have the Muay Thai champion Sung Wo Choi versus the MMA vet Mike Trezano. Mike Trezano has definitely had his stripes in UFC and in the MMA game, but man, he hasn't been like a really world class striker, and he just exposed Sung Woo Choi, who has a very high level Muay Thai game. He was like a South Korea champion in Muay Thai or something. I don't know. All I know is this guy has really high level striking, and he got exposed by Mike Trizano. His boxing isn't that good. He leaves himself open way too much. His fight IQ's terrible. Yeah, won't be picking Sung Woo Choi anytime soon. And Mike Trizano, definitely still don't rate him that highly, but good win. Um, And Montel Jackson, I forgot to say, I definitely want him to be more active so I can get more of a feel of how good his potential is. But yeah, moving on. Carolina Kovacevic versus Silvano Gomez Juarez. Probably one of the most unprofessional judging moments in history, but we'll get into that another time. Karolina Kovacevic put on a dominant performance, proving me wrong. I thought she was done, but man, she proved she's still got it. Talvina Gomez Juarez is a one-trick pony. She doesn't get that knockout. She doesn't look that good at all. Um, Man, that was rough to watch. Carolina absolutely dominated, in my opinion. I mean, she got cracked a few times, but she won majority of the exchanges. She won the grappling exchanges. Yeah, I don't see why there's a dilemma in the judging, but it was very unprofessional. I don't know what that was there. Maybe someone read their scorecards wrong. Like maybe they got one of the rounds wrong and they had to change it. I don't know, man. It was really weird. But anyways, moving on. Matt Steamroller Favola versus Otman Zaitar. I'm sorry, guys. Again, I let you guys down with some of these predictions. This card, a lot of them, five straight actually. Otman Zaitar, man, he is absolutely garbage. No defensive awareness. Very, very exposed striking. He is definitely on juice because that power. I mean, he could have it naturally, but I think he's on the juice personally, and I think he just got exposed big time. Matt Favola definitely has a nice striking background, but he calling out Patty, that's an interesting fight. I don't think he'll get it, but it's an interesting fight. Matt Frevola is dangerous, and I'm definitely inclined to. I definitely love watching him fight. It's always a banger. Matt Frevola is interesting as hell to watch fight, and I'm excited to see his next one. But Ottman Zayatar, you really need to work on your strike. Like, you need to work on a lot of things. Moving on though, we had another early bad prediction on my part. Wellington Turman. I thought the training with the Teixeira brothers and Pereira on a really exciting card would lead them to a victory. Kind of a wild card prediction, and it turned out very poorly on my part. Andre Petrosky absolutely dominated Wellington Turman, made him look like he proved everything that Sean Brady I thought he was. I've been hearing that around, but man, Andre Petrosky, man, he's a beast. He's very very strong, but he is his cardio, man, and his striking will be his downfall. You can mark my words. Fighting guys like Bo Nickel are going to be fun fights, but fighting guys, I think Bo Nickel runs through him, but that's just me. But yeah, moving on to one of the most depressing moments of the night, Molly McCann versus Aaron Blanchfield. Aaron Blanchfield, in my opinion, is a future champion. I think she beats Valentina Shevchenko. I believe her grappling is that good. Um, yeah, Molly McCann really is not a good top tier level fighter just because of the grappling. If she had grappling, she would, but unfortunately, you can't pick up that overnight. So, yeah, she's miles behind these girls, and it's not fair for little old Molly. Now, I'll always be a fan of hers to watch her fights, but man, that was really, really unfortunate to watch. And Meatball got smashed. So, Aaron Blanchfield's a real threat. I heard Guru say she's kind of hot. I don't see it, but she's all right. Um, like I said, I might make it. I'm making a tier list. I was gonna make it this week, but probably gonna push it back a week because how busy this week is. So, yeah. But if I were to, I'm not gonna spoil it. Moving on, we have Ryan Spann and Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes, please retire. That's all you're gonna give yourself CTE. You don't need it. That was embarrassing to watch. He doesn't look like himself. I could go on. Anyways, Ryan Spann says he didn't train for the fight. I really don't like it when fighters say that, but it is what it is. Ryan Spann also is a really just annoying character. I mean, if he's coming to him into himself and his character now, cool. But I don't know. He said a lot of things I don't like in the past. So I mean, I've said a lot of things that I don't like in the past. So I don't really hold my opinion too highly, but on what people say. But yeah, Ryan Spann, man, definitely very athletic, very very gifted, dangerous power, dangerous speed. If he's getting better, he's definitely gonna be one to watch out for. But I don't rate him very high. I think he'll always be Ryan Spann, what's that word for? What's that word for him? Like like a chocolate, oh, what are those things? Oh man, they're hilarious. They're Kinder eggs, yeah. Nice hard shell, but like hollow in the inside. Because man, he doesn't. You cannot get that guy in a dogfight. I promise you. Anyways, moving on. Anthony Smith exposed Ryan Spann. Moving on. Renato Moicano, big money Moicano versus Brad Riddell. Exposed Brad Riddell. In my opinion, retire Brad Riddell. Brad Riddell's done. Renato Moicano, big money Moicano, stole the show with the post fight performance. Man, this man, he's fun to watch, and this was my prediction, so I'm not gonna count this as a loss. Earlier in the week, I had Moicano. Um, yeah, I had Moicano, and I changed it last second because of the CKB nerds that were trying to change my prediction. Should have stuck with Big Money Moicano. He didn't train at all for his RDA fight, and look what he did. So if I knew that, I would have definitely taken him. It is what it is. Big Money Moicano got the job done. He swears so much. It's hilarious. I love it. But yeah, great win. Um, yeah, not much else I could say other than great win from Moicano. A lot of these guys should have got performance bonuses, but they didn't. The rich people got them. Makes sense. Give the rich more money. Don't give the poor any. It is what it is. But yeah, moving on. We had probably one of the most satisfying performances of the night: Dan Hooker versus Claudio Puelles. We had Dan Hooker exposing Claudio as a fraud he is for an MMA fighter. He's getting away with his wins with the jiu-jitsu, but man, is he bad at fighting. He doesn't strike, and when he does, it's very, very bad. And that's why he just prefers to do jiu-jitsu, not even wrestle. He does jiu-jitsu, straight jiu-jitsu. It doesn't like Imanari roll, like fall back into like pull guard, anything to play jiu-jitsu. Guy's not meant for MMA. He lost probably all of his fan base. I definitely will never ever care to be betting for his fights again unless he's fighting an absolute can with no striking and no cardio. But yeah, Dan Hooker, great win. Looks great against guys like he beat Gilbert Burns. He beat or he fought guys like Ali Quinta. Like he's defended very high level jiu-jitsu guys before, and Puelles is nothing special in my opinion compared to those guys. So I'm very high on Dan Hooker was high on Dan Hooker for this fight, and I should have been even higher. So it is what it is. Great win. Moving on. We had over half for the past two fights. They both cashed, and then for the third one we had in a row, Frankie the Answer Edgar. Um, we had as a prediction to fight Chris Gutierrez. I had it going over 2.5 rounds. I don't see how it going over. Like it says it cashed, and if that's what they're gonna say, then great. I'll take the money. But if you see here, we're 29 seconds short of a half of a round, but I'll take it. Like I'm not gonna not take the money. But this really set me off. I thought the night was over. It didn't ruin like my night was ruined far before this, for personal reasons. But man, this just set me off. I was so freaking done after this, and then after I was watching the Poirier fight on my phone. And I'll get into that in a second. But man, Edgar, man, like the UFC did him so dirty. They couldn't have given him a guy like Claudio Puelles who was just there to like survive and not try to finish Frankie. Frankie is literally a legend of this game, and they did him so dirty. I'll never forgive the UFC for that. But Chris Gutierrez, man, he's finally coming into his own. Looking like a real savage out there. Um, I mean, Frankie looked like a shell of himself, but it is what it is. Chris, I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say about that win, man. I don't know how to rate it. Like, it is what it is, though. Moving on, we had Dustin Poirier. What a freaking fight, man. I watched it back this morning. I didn't get to watch all the fights. I was really, really upset about some personal shit. So I went to bed. And yeah, Dustin Poirier, man. What a dog. Um, Nastiest moment in my probably I've ever seen was Chandler's shooting snot rockets on Dustin Poirier's mouth, like right by his mouth. Like I honestly would have puked by him myself and probably tapped out from puking everywhere. But well, I wouldn't tap, but like I puke everywhere, and they probably DQ me for puking everywhere. That is just absolutely the most disgusting thing. Another man's snot rocket going near your mouth. I mean, I don't mind. Like, I mean, it's just blood, so it's one thing, but like another man's snot. That's fucking disgusting. Oh, I'm sorry for. I mean, I'm gonna get demonetized no matter what, but that's disgusting. And yeah, I just really think Michael Chandler, like the back of the head shots were terrible, and a lot of the things I didn't like that he was doing. I mean, I didn't really see the fish hook, but a lot of the things I didn't like that he was doing. But yeah, what a freaking fight, man! Especially that first round was crazy. One of the craziest rounds I've ever seen. Dustin Poirier is a dog, true legend of the game. So is Chandler. Definitely like Chandler's line about gravity. That was funny. Um, Hope he gets the McGregor fight, man. He puts on such good performances. Guy deserves it. But yeah, moving on. Probably the lock of the card. Yeah, my lock of the card, and put the house on her. way how easy it was. Was it round three? Round two. So I thought it was gonna be in the third round. We were a minute away from that, unfortunately. But yeah, Poirier, man, he got the job done. Zhang got the job done. Zhang got, man, those were my most confident predictions on the card. Man, I was very confident. Weili Zhang is a problem, man. A problem. She is a beast, and she's getting better and better. I don't know if Rose can beat her in the trilogy, to be honest. I mean, it's not really needed a trilogy. I mean, she's a champ now, but Rose knows she has her number, even though the last fight was close. So I can't really say she has her number, but you know what I mean. Moving on. We had probably one of the fights of the year, or I don't know, fights of the year, but one of the greatest fights I've seen in a while. Israel Adesanya, for striking wise, versus Alex Pereira. Man, Israel came to fight, man. So I give it to him. May not like the guy. Like, I like him, but I don't at the same time. I think he's awesome. I think he's a good guy. I think he fights awesome. But man, was he like, I'm not even gonna get into the negatives. I'm just gonna talk about the positives. This guy's he's so humble in defeat. I mean, yeah, he felt like he could have been the fight not been stopped. I felt so too, to be honest. But man, Pereira, man, he hits like a truck. He is the true epitome of kryptonite and power. Given he's not going to be champ long once he fights an actual grappler, I feel Hamzat makes first round work of him, second round with a nice submission. But yeah, I don't know, man. Pereira might be different. I don't know. He could just keep getting better and better in MMA. But I don't know. After watching Adesanya manhandle him, I'm pretty sure any wrestler should be able to quite easily. But yeah, Adesanya, man, he in the first round he almost got Pereira out of there. If it was just a little longer, he would have. Second round it was a little more Pereira. Third round, Izzy, I'd say another, and then they keep racking up the rounds. Pereira's down, especially in that fourth round, man. Like he was getting beat up by Izzy on the ground. And I thought he was on his way to losing, and then what do you know? Another Leon Edwards moment from his coach. Comes back from jaws of adversity. He checks a kick, and then he goes pure Gregory Rodriguez Terminator mode. Comes at him, relentless for the finish. Eventually clips Izzy, hurts him bad. I think he was really, really hurt, but he was rope doping to the point where he was trying to survive and the ref didn't see it to the angle that a lot of us did, and that's why he called it. I believe he was at risk of getting knocked out cold, yes, but I don't think he was out of it to the point where they needed to stop it quite yet. But it is what it is. Is he might have it? I can't really say too much about it. All I know is it was a great fight. Izzy deserves a rematch, and Izzy's a beast, and Pereira is a monster. That's all I got to say about that. Didn't do great. 8-6 in predictions, plus 10 units though. We were down 7 or 12, sorry, and then we figured out that cash. So great news, but I'm still really upset about personal stuff, so I'm not gonna get into that. And I was really debating on making this video at all. So yeah, I'm kind of happy I did. Yeah, let's get into Cage Wars. Another really, really interesting card, but for really good reasons this time. Warriors. Oh. Alrighty. What a card. That's all I gotta say. So first let's start off with Faisal Malik versus Liam Gittins. We had our prediction changed, or I think it was originally Liam Gittins. I thought that the experience of Liam Gittins would be too much for Faisal Malik, especially my original prediction was Faisal Malik, but then on the scale, man, Liam Gittins looked like way better fighter than Faisal. Faisal looked like he fought cans on the regional the way he looked on the scale. But yeah, Liam Gittins is definitely a someone to watch out for. I don't know if he'll be like a contender or anything, but he's really good. He changed it next gen with Patty, so I'm gonna keep an eye out on him. But yeah, moving on to one of my most embarrassing predictions of the night. Tom Mearns, nearly 9-9 as a fighter. Should never have made him as a prediction. I just thought his experience would be a problem for the takedown threat, and nope. Milata had he had his way with him and made easy work of him, and that's all on me, guys. My bad on that. Should have saw that coming. But yeah, moving on. Samuel Bark, another thing I've been kicking to myself on. I should have nuked him as a 5 unit max or 4 unit, but I don't usually do that for anything else but UFC or maybe Bellator, PFL. But yeah, really rough, like really rough outing for Maniac. But he can't get his way. He doesn't do well out of that. He doesn't like being the nail. And Samuel Bark is a vicious hammer. So Samuel Bark made a real big impact, and yeah, he won quite convincingly against Maniac Ben. Yeah. So moving on though, because I don't want to take too much of your guys' time tonight. We had Reese McEwen put on a dominant performance, a little scary first round, but he had a nice dominant second, one with a nice rear naked choke, or guillotine choke. Beautiful setup too. Great win. Moving on, a really upsetting upset. Lucas Capera was likely down on the scorecards, and he comes back with the inside heel hook with like a minute and something left. Great win for him. Unfortunate for Aaron Johnson, he's going to be out for like a year, and he lost the fight that he was winning. Really unfortunate, especially with the guy headbutting him. Was hoping he was going to win that fight, but it is what it is. Really unfortunate. Moving on, we had James Hendon taking on Arik Margadi, and I knew Argagi was way past his prime, and that just showed it. James Hendon put a beating on that man and proved that there's levels to this, especially in a young man's game. Wow, what a performance by Mr. Hendon. Moving on, probably the most upsetting moment of the night. Jack Eglin, 3 unit max letdown. Sam Kelly, he had Sam Kelly's number. He was winning on the feet, in my opinion. He was out grappling him, but he kept leaving his neck out there like it was a Thanksgiving dinner, and he just snatched it up. Eventually, Sam Kelly just snatched it up eventually, and said he wouldn't respect it, and Eglin got put to sleep. It was quite poetic, to be honest. Sam Kelly deserved the win. He's not going to be much. I mean, I don't know. Who am I to say? But in my opinion, I don't think he's going to be that crazy in the sport. I mean, he's not that athletic. His striking isn't that special, and his grappling isn't that special. So, but it is what it is. The guys are early in their career, So Jack Eglin definitely is going to have a long way to the top, but Sam Kelly seems to be doing okay. Moving on, we had Jordy Bakes who got robbed in a draw when he won quite convincingly in a unanimous decision win, in my opinion and everyone's opinion. But for some reason they gave him a draw, so that's terrible judging on their part. Can't do much about that. It is what it is. Only very little bit on him, anyways. So moving on, one of our locks of the card, Luke Riley, got the job done in the first round with a beautiful flurry of punches. This kid's such a star. I can't wait for him to get to the UFC and for him to show what he's about, man, because he is dangerous and he is fun to watch. And he's a really, really, really good fighter. But yeah, moving on. We had Adam Cullen also fighting. He put a beat down on a much bigger man, made him 3-3. Adam Cullen is definitely going to be someone to watch out for. Keeps his 1-0, one round finish streak going. He definitely has some striking issues, like technically, so he's going to get clipped one day if he keeps striking like that. But for now, he's all right fighting the guys he is. So definitely going to keep an eye on him though, moving forward. Moving on, we had Stipe Miocic beating Aaron Abbey as an underdog. Great prediction on my part. Another great prediction. I'm so happy. I think we had 3 straight underdogs. Very, very proud of myself this card. Great, great performance. But yeah, I think Aaron Abbey, some people say he won the fight. I don't. I think he lost the first 2 quite clearly. He won third, but rounds 1 and 2, easy 29-28, Stipe Miocic, and that's how the judges saw it as well. Moving on, we had Chuck Campbell. We had him beating Andy Clamp. I knew Andy Clamp's record was padded, and what happened? He got KO'd in the first round because of it. Gotta love it when padded record guys fight someone good for once and they get sorry, they get absolutely leveled for it. Moving on. Jim Wallhead, my biggest underdog on the card, against Mateus Figlock, putting Mateus Figlock out cold. Like I said, he would. His boxing is legit. He's very well rounded. He's a gamer. He's seen it all. And Mateus Figlock, he got sent to a different world, different shadow realm, and boy was that satisfying. Oh, I'm so happy. What a great card. But yeah, moving on, we had Christian Leroy Duncan to top the night off, and what a performance he had. What a night it was. I can't get over how great of a night it was. I really can't. And yeah, Cage Warriors, we really set it off. I don't know what else I can really say other than like a 20-unit day for Cage Warriors. I can't really say much else. What a great day. Another Cage Warriors card this week coming. Really excited, guys. Let's crush it.